Hello everyone, I'm Cass Naidu, founder of Quantum Tribe, and today we're going to talk about dealing with uncertainty. I'm going to tell you up front that this is not going to be another Pollyanna kind of positive thinking to get us through this. We're at a point in human history that we've never experienced before. The coronavirus pandemic has got the entire world in lockdown. We are in uncertain territory, and whenever we are faced with the unknown, we become uncertain, we become fearful, we become anxious. And I think, we've got to take a step back and ask ourselves, why is this happening? Why am I here at this particular time to experience this? Is it possible that this is happening for me and for humanity, for the planet? And I know at this point you're most probably saying, hey, Cass, I think you're a little bit crazy here. This is a disaster. How can this be happening for us, right? If it's the first time you're hearing they're happening for us, I suggest you watch one of the previous videos called The 4 Levels of Consciousness, where you'll be able to see how when we look at level 1, life is happening to us. So if right now we're in victim mode and we're feeling fearful, what's going to happen, how are we going to survive this, then we're living on that level 1 consciousness. And let's look at how we can move up the levels of consciousness, right? So I'll put a link to that video in the description box and you can have a look at it there. Let's look at this really and ask ourselves, is it possible? Let's just open our minds to the possibility that this could be happening for us, right? Firstly, it has created a whole lot of awareness. The first thing is, from the simple things like washing our hands, we're more conscious of this. But it's also on a much deeper level where the planet is now healing without human intervention. It's coming back into its sense of balance. Can we then, as human beings, quieten our minds, go within, and begin a healing process within ourselves as well? Can we start with our physical bodies? Isn't this the perfect time for us to look at what is ailing us? Where's our energy levels? Maybe weight, maybe certain diseases that you're dealing with. Is this a time that we can spend focused on this physical body and start healing this body? After a long time, we have to cook our own food all of the time. So there's no takeouts and restaurants at the moment, right? So in preparing our own food, can we do that more consciously? Can we actually focus on the ingredients that are going into this food? Can we be present in the process? Make it a meditation where we're becoming more grateful for what we have in front of us. We're looking at the colors and the textures and the aroma as the food is cooking. Can we sit down and enjoy this food more consciously instead of in front of the television? Can we sit at our dining room table? Can we lay the table? Can we appreciate this food? If we have company at home, can we do this together? Can we reconnect on that level? I've even had a Zoom call with a friend where we were having coffee and we were doing a video chat. So we have to come up with some creative ways, but it's about becoming more conscious and more aware. So can we heal on that physical level? Can we go into our mind and heal on that mental level where we are finding those limiting beliefs that we have, questioning them? Where do these beliefs come from? Are they even mine? Or did I just take them on? Question it. Can I change it to more supportive beliefs? Can we heal ourselves on an emotional level where we look at the hurt of the past and be willing to heal from that, to let it go, to forgive? Because right now is the time where we realize that those petty grievances we may have are not as important as we thought. So can we get to that point where we start healing the emotional body? Can we start healing on a spiritual level where we go quiet, we spend more time in meditation, introspecting, in prayer, where we are looking to get closer to a higher source, to a divine power, because it is this divine power that expresses through us. So as we move up the levels of consciousness, we understanding that, life is happening by me, life is happening for me, life is happening through me. And how can I become that person that life is expressing through? Can we ask ourselves the question at the end of this lockdown, how do you want to emerge? So we can emerge at the end of that time more frustrated than ever, more fearful, more anxious, terrified of the future and what comes next. Or we can do this in a space of grace. Either way, that is a choice. There are certain things that are not within our control. We can't control a virus that doesn't segregate in any way. Think about it. It doesn't matter your age, your religion, the country you're from, the language you speak, your social standing. It doesn't matter. This virus is attacking anybody. And from that, on a spiritual level, look at the message of oneness. There is no difference. We're all equally susceptible. We're one. It is as simple as that. Could it be that this is what it is teaching us? It is far easier to complain than to contribute. It is easy to, on social media, you get people putting in negative comments. It's so easy to sit in your armchair and do these things. And it is far more difficult to contribute, to make a difference. Can we ask ourselves, do we give in to frustration and anger more easily than taking the time to actually be grateful? Because when we can go into a space of gratitude, the fear begins to subside. That anxiety begins to subside. And I'm not saying gratitude like lip service. I'm grateful for my home, I'm grateful for my bed, I'm grateful for my shower. No, I'm talking about gratitude that moves you to tears, where you can really, really focus on who you are. Why are you here? What is your purpose? Being grateful that you have eyes to see, being grateful that you have this life, that we have this beautiful planet, that we have people around us. Even when we're alone, we have the internet and we can connect with other people. Can we really, really go deep and become grateful to a point that it moves you to tears? That exercise is far more difficult than simply being frustrated and complaining. It is easier for us to surrender into a state of helplessness instead of saying, how can I be of service? And I know, again, you're saying, Cass, are you crazy? We're on lockdown. How can I be of service? But how many people are living alone? Could you be that person that gives them a call? How are you doing? Have a chat. Could you start a group discussion you know, like an online book club. This is a time for us to learn, to grow. We can support each other. We can focus on becoming best versions of ourselves that we are capable of. So when we shift our focus from the problem and everything that is wrong, which can send us into a downward spiral, can we make a commitment to ourselves to shift our focus into what can I possibly do in this space of time? I have to be here. I can't go out. I can't do anything else. I have to be here. Can I take myself to the next level? Can I take my work to the next level? Can I focus on the purpose of what I do in my work? Is it contributing to the planet, to other people, to myself? Is it of contribution, or am I taking away from my customers or my clients or my boss? You know, what am I doing? I believe that this is a time for a mass awakening. It is time for us as human beings to awaken to who we truly are as spiritual beings and not just these physical beings that are moving around. And because we're so busy in our lives that we don't take the time to stop and introspect and meditate and commune with a higher power, maybe this is happening for us to give us the time and the space to do just that. So I'm asking you to take some time. You know, it's great that we have more time to watch movies and series and all of that. And it's great, we can do that. But let's also take the time to maybe read a little more, meditate a little more, go within a little more, and, you know, reach out to other people online a little more, not in a superficial way, but in a way that we can truly connect on a deeper level. Can we be of service in that way? Take care, have an awesome day, be safe, and we'll chat again soon.